Alrighty guys, so this is one that most people are very excited about. This is the Buzzbee Air Warriors Ultra Tech motorized cyclonic, claiming ranges of up to 72 feet. If it's anything like the Reaper, it will meet and even exceed those expectations. So, let's talk about it really quick. It's got a light up barrel, it has a Try-Me feature, the batteries are on the other side, it's powered by 4 AA batteries. That's not a ton of extra money, especially considering that this blaster is cheaper than the Nerf alternative to begin with. It is a fully automatic rotating blaster, so this is separate from what's powering the blaster, but it's full auto. That means that there's got to be some sort of dart pusher. It's using Buzzbee style clipazines, which we know are compatible with Nerf style clipazines, but we'll test it just to be sure. Comes with 20 suction darts to load that 20 dart Buzzbee clip, which is a little bit bigger than a Nerf mag, which is pretty cool in all honesty. If we flip it over, you can see that they're advertising how to open this, how to load darts, how to insert them, how to fire, which is just pull the trigger. There's no rev switch on Buzzbee blasters, it's just a dual stage trigger, I think. So this starts that, and then that's firing. I believe it is a very long trigger pull. It's also a very heavy one, not that that's super duper relevant. Then on the back end we have for best results fire flat or angled, not down. That's just science, that's not necessary to state. It's coming with regular darts. Let's get it out of the package. So, we have this warning label here telling us specifically that for best results, we should replace these batteries. Now, that's specifically so that if the batteries come and they've been on the shelf and kids have been using the Try Me feature for weeks before you purchase the blaster, that is the case. But we're still going to replace them because this is an honest review and we want a complete opinion. So I'm going to do that and then we'll get into it. Alrighty, so talking about the blaster in and of itself, the grip up here isn't bad. I'm tempted to put my thumb in here, which is not good because if you spin it, you run the risk of kind of catching on there. So definitely don't use that as a foregrip. Speaking of, this magazine release is way too far forward. I can only reach it with my middle finger, and that means that it's less practical than anything else. So that's the magazine release. Children will not be able to release it, which means that it is a two-handed operation. You could use your other hand. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Like with the 20-round magazine in it, it looks ridiculously huge. Like that's a lot of magazine for a blaster that doesn't do too terribly much to disguise it. That is interesting. We can't seem to fit the Nerf magazine in this one. There we go. Just took a second. A little bit fickle. Looks much better with a 12-rounder in it, in my opinion. All the weight is up in the front. There's a lot of plastic making this happen up here, and the batteries are very light, so they're not doing a whole lot back there. If we come in here, you can see, well, I guess you can't see as there is no jam door on this blaster, how the pusher mechanism is working, but perhaps if we trick it, no real way to trick it either. I guess it has a determining factor to tell it if there's a magazine in there. That's kind of cool that it seems like it knows if it's loaded or not. But the Cyclonic doesn't really, I don't really care about how it looks. It's a fully automatic clip-fed blaster. That means that it could be very cool if the performance is on par. The deco is good. It's still very like Nickelodeon kind of decoed, but I mean that's better than what they used to be doing. The stickers are still a little bit cheesy, but the deco is clean. The clear on the blue and the yellow really gives it that almost like 90s Nick feel, but that's cool for a toy like this. There is nothing wrong with that. So let's see if we can't get those ranges that they're claiming. So a few flat shots. And that is disappointingly low for this guy. Those are pretty shy ranges. The rate of fire isn't terrible, but it's not very fast. 1 Mississippi. So it's a little faster than 1 dart a second, it seems like. But that means that you'll blast for a long time. It's not overkill like the Hyperfire. Let's go ahead and see how it does mowing down targets from a reasonable engagement distance over here. So we've got our precision RBS target set up. And empty. So this is not the performance piece that I thought it would be, but who knows? Could get better down the line. This is a Nerf magazine. As I said, it's compatible. Maybe the performance will be better. Maybe the flywheels, and it is a flywheel blaster, make no mistakes, will perform a little bit better with Nerf darts than Buzzbee. And not so much. If anything, it's a little bit quieter. It sounds almost like it's chirping when firing that. But I think that there's a lot of room to do some wonderful things with the Cyclonic. If you'd like to see a versus video next to the Nerf Rapid Strike, because that's the most obvious comparison in my opinion, I could do this versus the Rapid Strike versus the Hyperfire. You guys just let me know in the comments below what you would like to see done. I'll put a link to this in the description box below where you can find it on Amazon when it drops on Amazon. And if you buy it through that link, it helps out the channel a little bit, so that's a win-win-win. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this first look at the Buzzbee Cyclonic in its production model, not the Toy Fair review. I think that covers it. Let's move on to the next one. Almost always forget the light up feature of some of these blasters, but you can see that when revving, there are 3 red LEDs that kind of hum up to life up here, which give you a spinning red barrel of doom. That's actually kind of cool. Hopefully that actually covers everything this time.